magnificent New York City, also known as the Big Apple, with its 8.5 million people cramped up in roughly 780 square kilometers, is the most populous city in America. It is an amazing place to visit, whether it is for shopping, sightseeing, or admiring the neon lights on 42nd Street and Broadway. There is definitely something for everybody. Walking around New York during the day is exciting, but seeing Manhattan at night will take your visit to a whole new level. While we don't live in New York at this time, I still consider myself to be a New Yorker, since I lived in New York City for almost 20 years. Because we only had short 3 days in New York, I wanted to show Noemi some of the best places, since it was her first time in America. One of the things she had to experience was seeing New York City at night. In my opinion, the best way to see New York City at night is to either walk around the 42nd Street and Broadway, which, as they say, never sleeps, or to go on one of the cruises around Hudson River. There are several options for the night cruises, but we chose the City Light Cruise, which is a 3-hour cruise sailing 3 times a week from Pier 36. The tour takes you around the Midtown, One World Trade Center, Brooklyn Bridge, Lower Manhattan Skyline, Statue of Liberty, and the New Jersey Skyline. You can take a taxi to get you to Pier 36, but it is easy to take subway F-Line to East Broadway. From there, you will just walk towards the Hudson River. Once you get the Hudson River, you will turn left and continue past Pier 35 to Pier 36. The Brooklyn Bridge will be at your right. It is about 10 to 15 minute walk. Since the weather was just slowly getting warmer, the ship was still pretty empty and we did not have to fight for the best spots on a deck to watch the beautiful skyline. If you go in March though, as we did, we strongly suggest you to dress in layers, unless you are a polar bear and love the cold. It gets quite windy and cold once the sun goes down. The ship sails from the Lower Manhattan area, which is very close to the nice views of the financial district and the One World Trade Center. Have your camera ready, since you will have a great opportunity to take pictures of the bridge and Manhattan skyline as soon as the ship takes off. The cruise starts at 7 p.m., so you will catch the beautiful sunset and the blue hour. In the world of photography, the blue hour is the best time to take beautiful pictures and videos. It is the period of time just after the sunset, around the dusk when the sky takes on inky indigo hue before it becomes completely black. It's a unique time of the day and not something that can be recreated even with the best photo editing app. The blue hour gives the best contrast to the illuminated buildings without producing too much digital noise when taking pictures. Taking pictures in pitch dark setting of the night is not the best, especially if you do not have DSL camera with a special lens. There is usually not enough light to produce nice clear pictures. Your pictures will be less sharp since you can't get long enough exposure, especially if you or your objects are moving. Our advice therefore is to take as many pictures as you can during the blue hour and add few shots later on when it gets completely dark. Keep in mind that the boat will turn halfway and then sail back the same route. It does not go around the entire Manhattan Island as some of the Circle Line cruises. We suggest picking a seat on the right side as you enter the lower or upper deck, because that's where you get the best view of the skyline during the blue hour. Double check with the crew that the boat will sail the same direction that it is facing and won't be turning. For us, the right side was by the pier. The other side faces New Jersey and gives you a view of the New Jersey skyline, but that is less impressive and we don't think that that's the reason why you are going on this cruise. However, keep in mind that the Statue of Liberty will be on your left side when you take off. You can start taking some cool pictures of the skyline on the right side as the boat takes off, but keep an eye on the left side because you can catch some nice pictures of the Statue of Liberty from there. You will get plenty of opportunity to snatch some pictures of Statue of Liberty on the way back just before the end of the cruise. However, because it will be already pitch dark, the photos will not be the best. It is better to take some selfies with the statue during the blue hour and then try to take few more later when it is already dark. If you have not been in New York City for over 3 to 4 years, you will notice several new constructions in Lower Manhattan, particularly the 387-meter tall new observation deck called the Edge and the 46-meter tall vessel located at the 30 Hudson Yards. We will cover the vessel and the Edge, which is currently the tallest observation deck in the Western Hemisphere, in our next video. We paid extra fee for the access to the sky deck, but to be honest, since there were only few of us on the boat, nobody was checking what kind of color was our wristband. So if you are going during the week and off season, you probably can save yourself some money and buy just the regular ticket. Even if you could not get to the sky deck for whatever reason, you can still catch pretty decent pictures from the first level. You can buy some simple snacks such as popcorn, hot tea, or even alcoholic beverages on a boat for a reasonable price. You also have an option to book a dinner cruise, but you need to decide what is more important for you, sightseeing or the dinner. The reason being that the windows are so dirty that you can barely see outside, let alone take some nice pictures from your dinner table. You also probably want to enjoy the food rather than snapping pictures. However, if you are looking for a nice romantic dinner date or celebrating a birthday, it might be a good choice. They have a DJ at the dining area, so entertainment will be taken care of. The boat returns back to Pier 36 at 10 p.m., but good luck trying to catch a cab in that area that late at night. Walking back the subway is the most obvious solution, but it might be a bit scary for some individuals walking alone because you do have to pass through a couple blocks of projects. We would probably recommend scheduling an Uber or a taxi pickup ahead of time for approximately 10:15 p.m. Overall, we think the night cruise is really icing on the cake when visiting New York City, and it is something that you should definitely consider to get the most out of your visit. We would highly recommend though to choose slightly off-peak season to avoid the crowds. We hope that you enjoyed our video. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you in our next video.